Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will present our paper with the title of brain segmentation using adaptive thresholding, K-means clustering, and mathematical morphology in MRI data. The outline of this presentation are as follows. First, the introduction. Second, the previous study. Third, research methodology. Fourth, result and analysis. Fifth, discussion. And sixth, the conclusion. For the first part of this presentation is the introduction. Nowadays, many methods have been applied for brain segmentation on MRI data. This is a proposed method for brain segmentation using adaptive thresholding, K-means clustering, and morphological mathematics in MRI data. The adaptive threshold method will vary across images to suit various lighting condition and background changes. K-means is used because it is clustering a clustering algorithm that is very fast, and mathematical morphology is used to remove the noise in the image. The various type of segmentation techniques that that have been used are edge-based segmentation, threshold-based segmentation, regional-based segmentation, clustering, and e-matching. We use the method that we use here is clustering. The previous study, uh, there are many previous study. Some of them are the research conducted by Playface and Sim for using adaptive thresholding for image binarization. Then Gazi for adaptive thresholding and K-means cluster algorithm to obtain cerebrospinal fluid, gray matter, white matter, and others part of the brain. Then Wu K-means clustering method to detect brain tumors by converting gray images into color space images. Then Menaxi et al. K-means clustering method applied with MATLAB for detecting brain tumors. Ali et al. Applied for different techniques to extract and calculate the tumor area. Then Kumar et al. Extracted brain tumors using K-means based on morphological clusters, and Patil used preprocessing techniques using median filters and morphological operation, and various methods that need to be discussed during MRI and CT preprocessing. The next part is research methodology. For this study, we conducted the research process that is shown in this block diagram. First, the diagram image will be converted to grayscale. Then the grayscale image will be threshold using adaptive threshold. Then the result will be uh, applied LCC or largest connected component. This process of adaptive thresholding and LCC is used to remove the skull of the brain of the head. Then after the skull removal process, we will extract the brain and use K-means clustering for the brain. Then the result of the brain, the image of the brain, is then applied to morphology opening, and then we use connected component again to extract the corpus callosum. Adaptive threshold create local threshold regions for the images. Uh, Unlike the binarization, like binarization thresholding like OSU, which uh, divide the image into foreground and background, this adaptive thresholding uh, will have to we will have to divide the image into some regions, and then create um, the threshold for each region. Adaptive thresholding, the algorithm is as follows. Gaussian filter is a local filter that smooths image from objects so that they are spared from the sides. This filter removes the high frequency component from the image. And in Gaussian filter, the adaptive threshold depends on the standard deviation value. K-means clustering is a very famous algorithm for clustering. This clustering is started by selecting the center of the cluster or centroid by randomly selecting the pixel of the image. Here we use two centroid for the initialization. Then the result of the K-means clustering, the mathematical morphology is then applied to the result of the K-means clustering. The mathematical morphology aims to eliminate noise. This is used to uh, show the part of the image that is small will be removed using opening morphology, which which uh, which consists of erosion and dilation. The erosion process will remove the small part of the brain, but this will also reduce the size of the other part of the brain. This we use dilation to recover the lost part of the brain. The next part is calculating the accuracy score of this method, which is using dissimilarity coefficient. Since the DSC calculate the pixel consisted by the image by the result of this method compared to the image of the ground truth. And the ground truth here that we use here is created by a doctor that is specialized in brain surgery. For the result of each process, uh, first convert to grayscale. The image will convert to grayscale, and for skull removing, we use uh, adaptive thresholding and LCC, or largest connected component, and the second image is the result of adaptive threshold and LCC. Uh, then we cluster the image as shown in the third image here in the bottom of the page. The brain will be divided into yellow and green color. Then we use uh, then we pick one of the cluster that contains the corpus callosum, and then we apply the mathematical morphology of opening. Then the segmented image will result in the corpus callosum that has been segmented from the image. The result of this method is then compared to fuzzy J-means and active contour canvas, and we achieve better. We achieve the best result using the means. For the conclusion of this research use adaptive thresholding, chemical clustering, mathematical morphology to for brain segmentation in MRI data. Corpus callosum was successfully segmented, and we have also been compared this method to FCM of fuzzy means and active contour fish and achieve the best result of the C value of 0.757. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.